Good morning, students. Exercise 12.1, fifth problem. 8 coins are tossed once. Find the probability of getting, first subdivision, exactly 2 tails. Second subdivision, at least 2 tails. The third subdivision, at most 2 tails. Okay, so here when 8 coins are tossed, so the number of elements in the sample spaces, we are using the formula 2 power n. So 2 power 8, that is equal to 256. So n of s, so the number of elements in the sample space is equal to 256. You see that one coin is tossed means it is one coin is tossed once now. So s is equal to the sample spaces, what is it, h comma t. Okay, so n of s we can write as 2, that is 2 power 1, that is equal to 2. But the coins is tossed twice means the sample space, what you will get, HH, HT, TH and TT, isn't it? So your n of s is equal to 2 power 2, that is equal to 4. So 4 elements, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so if here your 8 coins are tossed once. Okay, coin is tossed 8 times and 8 coins are tossed once. Both are, you will get the sample space. That is, instead of writing the sample space, the number of elements in the sample space we can find using the formula 2 power n. So that is equal to 256. And here there are 3 subdivisions. In the first subdivision, they are asking about 2 tails, exactly 2 tails. The words are very important. Exactly 2 tails. Here at least 2 tails, and the third one is at most 2 tails. Okay, so first I am going to denote, let A be the event of getting exactly 2 tails. Let B be the event of getting at least 2 tails. And let C be the event of getting at most 2 tails. So we are going to find what is n of A. You see that what is A? It's a event of getting exactly 2 tails. So 8 coins, 2 coins having tails. Okay, 2 coins having tails, the remaining coins having head. So therefore, from the 8 coins, you have to choose 2 coins having tails. So it can be done in 8C2. We are using combination. So 8C2. So a total number of coins is 8. On that you have to choose. So C, that is choose means it's a selection. So it's a combination. You have to choose how many coins? 2 coins. How they are? They are having tails, because here it is given exactly 2 tails. What is that? Exactly 2 tails. So therefore 8C2. 8C2, how to evaluate? So starting from 8, you how many places you have to fill? 2 places. The first place you will have the number 8. In the second place, by reducing 1 from 8, the answer is 7. Divided by what you have to write? It is 2 factorial. What is 2 factorial? 1 into 2. If we calculate, the 8 and 2 getting cancelled. So therefore 4 into 7, that is equal to 28. Okay. Next, in the same way, we are going to find n of B also. Okay, so n of B means here B be the event of getting at least 2 tails. So at least 2 tails na 2 tail avudhu kedaikano. Appo you can have the at least, if it comes, you have to use the symbol greater than or equal to. So at least means you have to use the symbol greater than or equal to. So greater than or equal to 2 tails means you can have 2 tails, 3 tails, 4 tails, 5 tails, 6 tails, 7 tails, 8 tails. Okay, so first we can write how to choose 2 tails from 8 coins. So it can be done in 8C2. In the same way, 3 tails from 8 coins is 8C3. So and 4 tails 8C4, 8C5 plus 8C6, 8C7, 8C8. Okay, instead of finding all the results, we know that n of s, the total number. From that you can subtract 8C0 plus 8C1, because these two are missing. Okay, the remaining all all the combinations are here. These two combinations only it is missing here. So therefore, instead of finding each one, we can write in another way, n of s minus what is missed. So what is it here? It is missed 8c0 plus 8c1. So you know that it is easy to calculate. 8c0 is 1 and 8c1 is 8. Okay, so 256 minus 9, that is equal to 247. Okay, instead of finding all the combinations answer, you can find in another way using the formula n of s minus 8c0 plus 8c1. n of s means the total elements, all the elements will be included. So the number of elements in the sample space is 256. From that you have to subtract only 9 elements, you will get 247. And let C be the event of getting at most 2 tails, at most. So at most means maximum 2 tail da. Appa it is less than or equal to 2. So at least means you have to use greater than or equal to. At most, for that word you have to use less than or equal to 2. So less than or equal to 2 means 2 tails varala. Otherwise அதை விட கம்மியா வரணும். So 2 tails, 1 tail and no tail. So therefore you can write 8c0. 8c0 means what? So from the coin, 8 coins, we are not going to get 2, we are not going to get the tails. So therefore it is 8c0. Okay, 8c1 means from the 8 coin. So from 8 coin you have to choose 1 coin having tail. So you will get 1 tail. So 8c1 plus 8c2. So 8c2 means from 8 coins you have to choose 2 coins having tails. So therefore at most 2 tails means you have to use 8c0 plus 8c1 plus 8c2. So 8c0 is 1 and 8c1 is 8. 8c2 how to calculate? So starting from 8, how many places you have to fill? 2 places. So it is 8 into 7 divided by 1 into 2. So 8 plus 1 plus 8 is 9 plus here and the 2 and 8 getting cancelled. So in the numerator you are having 4. 4 into 7 is 28. So therefore it is 37. We have found how many number of elements in the set A, set B and set C. But what is asked? The probability is asked. So P of A is equal to n of A by n of S. What is n of A? So we have found your n of A is equal to 28. Or n of S was 256. So therefore 28 by 256. If you cancel with 4, it is 7 by 24. And P of B is equal to, how to write n of B by n of S. N of B we have found it is 247. So divided by 256. And P of C is n of C by n of S. N of C we have found is it is 37. So n of S is 256. So 37 by 256. So you have to understand, if at least comes, you have to use the symbol greater than or equal to. So at least means you have to use the symbol greater than or equal to. Greater than or equal to. At most means you have to use the symbol less than or equal to. Okay, see that. Next one, we are coming to the last topic of exercise 12.1. That is odds. Odds, what it is? Odds relate, it gives the relation to the chances in favor of the event to the chances against it. Okay, now I have taken the event A. Okay, so odds of an event means first I have to write the chances in favor of A to the chances in against of that event. Here the small a is the chances favor to the event A. B represents the chances against the event A. That is A, in another way we can say number of ways that the event can occur. The small a represents number of ways that the event capital A occur. Okay, what is small b? It represents number of ways that the event can fail to occur. Okay, if it's so, this in the relation, if you write like this, it is nothing but the odds of an event. So odds gives the relation between the chances in favor of that event to the chances against to that event. If it's so, how to write the probability of A? If you have odds, how to write the probability of A? Probability of A means n of A by n of S. N of S means what are the outcomes will come, you have to write it. So here the small a is the chances favor to that event. Small b is the chances against the event. So both will happen. So therefore the total number of elements is A plus B. That is the sample space. So out of that, here we have to write n of A. So how many outcomes favorable to A? So how many chances favorable to A? That is small a. So therefore P of A is equal to A by A plus B. You see that the odds of an event is given like this. A is to B. Okay. Then the probability of A is A by A plus B. Okay. So come to the 10th problem in your exercise 12.1. The odds that the event A occurs is 5 to 7. 5 to 7. That means 5 chances is favor of A and 7 chances it's against A. So we have to write the odds of an event A are 5 is to 7, or you can write 5 to 7. 5 chances favor to capital A and 7 chances it is against A. So what is asked? P of A. So P of A, how to write? N of A by N of S. N of S means what? Total chances. So what are the possible outcomes of that event you have to write. So you have to write the favor to number of ways that the event can occur, and you have to write the number of ways that the event can fail to occur. Both you have to write. So therefore it is 5 plus 7. That is your N of S. And here you have to write N of A. N of A means how many outcomes favor to A. So this is the first one is favor to A. That is 5. So 5 divided by 5 plus 7. That is equal to 5 by 12. Okay. You see now, suppose P of B is equal to 2 by 5. Now the probability is given. Okay. Express the odds that the event B occurs. So P of B is equal to 2 by 5 means it is equal to 2 is favorable to that event B. And here 5 means what? It is the total outcomes in the experiment, isn't it? So the 5 can be written as 2 plus 3. Why did I have written 2? 2 is favorable to B. So therefore the remaining 3 is unfavorable to B. So therefore this 5 can be written as 2 divided by 2 plus 3. So now we have to write the odds. Odds means first you have to write the chances favor to B. Next you have to write the chances unfavor to B, that is against B. So 2 chances favor to B and the remaining 3 chances it's against B. So therefore the odds is 2 is to 3, or you can say the odds of an event B is 2 to 3. In this way also you can write. Okay, so we'll move to, we have completed the first exercise. Next we are going to see some basic theorems on probability. Some basic theorems on probability. The probability of the impossible event. What is it? Impossible event is 0. Okay. So that is P of pi is equal to 0. P of phi is equal to 0. So pi is what? It is an empty set. Okay. S is a sample space. And empty set, if you join, you will get the sample space only, because in this empty set you don't have any elements. So therefore if you join with the sample space, you will get the sample space only. So apply the probability. So P of S union pi is equal to P of S. S is the sample space. So all the possible outcomes will be in S. Pi, no elements will be there in pi. So therefore they are mutually exclusive. If any two events are mutually exclusive, so P of S union pi can be written as P of S plus P of pi. There is no events common in sample space and pi. So therefore, it can be written as P of S plus P of pi. That is equal to P of S. So you see that P of S, when you bring it to the left side, it is minus P of S. So both getting cancelled. So their answer is P of pi is equal to 0. P of pi is equal to 0 means what? The probability of an impossible event is 0. Okay, so we'll go to the next theorem. If A bar is the complementary event of A, then P of A bar is equal to 1 minus P of E. So see now, here you consider A union A bar. You know that A bar is what? It's a, what is it? It's a set. Set does not be, it's a set consisting of the elements which is not in A. Okay, so A union A bar is equal to yes. A bar join panna, you will get the sample space. So you have to apply the probability on both the sides. So P of A union A bar is equal to P of S. And A bar, they are nothing but mutually exclusive. There is no events common between A and A bar. So therefore, its union P of A union A bar can be written as P of A plus P of A bar is equal to, already we know that the probability of the sample space, that is the total probability, is 1. So from that, P of A bar is equal to 1 minus P of A. If you want to find out P of A, the P of A bar can be taken to the next side. So you will have two results. P of A bar is equal to 1 minus P of A, or P of A is equal to 1 minus P of A bar. So we'll come to the next theorem. If A and B are any two events and B bar is the complementary event of B, then P of A intersection B bar is equal to P of A minus P of A intersection B. Okay, so to prove this theorem, I'll use the diagram. So the rectangular one is a sample space. Here you are having two sets A and B. Here in the blue shade, I have written it is A intersection B bar. So that is A only. So it is A intersection B bar. So A intersection B bar, what is this? This is nothing but A intersection B. So if you join these two, you will get the set A. Okay, so this green color, the whole thing is A. So if you want to write A, how you can write? A intersection B bar union this part. This part is nothing but A intersection B. So apply the probability. So P of A intersection B bar union A intersection B is equal to P of A. So you look at this. There is no elements common in both the sets. Which set? A intersection B bar and A intersection B. There is no common. They are mutually exclusive. If they are mutually exclusive, the probability of A union B can be written as P of A plus P of B. So therefore, P of A intersection B bar plus P of A intersection B, that is equal to P of A. Okay, so therefore from this, P of A intersection B bar is equal to P of A minus P of A intersection B. See that? P of A intersection B bar. Okay, so that is equal to P of A minus P of A intersection B. So the next one, we are moving to the addition theorem on probability. What is the next one? It's an addition theorem on probability. If A and B are any two events, then P of A union B is equal to P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B. Already we have seen if A and B are mutually exclusive events, P of A union B is equal to P of A plus P of B. Here, any two events means the probability of A union B can be written as P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B. Okay, you take this diagram, the sample space. Here I have marked A intersection B bar. Okay, so see now A union B, how you can write? A union B can be written as A intersection B bar plus union B, isn't it? In the pink color part order, the whole B, if you join, you will get A union B. So A union B can be written as A intersection B bar union B. So apply probability on both the sides. So P of A union B is equal to P of A intersection B bar union B. So look at your A intersection B bar, this pink color part, and B, there is no common element between them. So they are mutually exclusive. So they are mutually exclusive events means it can be written as P of A intersection B bar plus P of B. Okay, in the previous only we have proved what is P of A intersection B bar. That is P of A minus P of A intersection B. So here for the first term I have written P of A minus P of A intersection B. Okay, so we'll get P of A union B is equal to P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B. So this is the addition theorem on probability. You look at the theorems. I have written all the theorems here. So P of pi impossible event is equal to 0. P of A bar can be written as 1 minus P of A, and P of A is equal to 1 minus P of A bar. So how to write P of A intersection B bar? That is P of A minus P of A intersection B. Here in the same way we can find P of A bar intersection B. A bar intersection B. So you have to start from P of B minus P of A intersection B. And P of A bar union B bar can be written as P of A intersection B the whole bar. And P of A bar intersection B bar can be written as P of A union B the whole bar. So if A and B are mutually exclusive events, then P of A union B is equal to P of A plus P of B. Mutually exclusive events means. Okay, but here next one, if A and B are any two events, then P of A union B is equal to P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B. Thank you, students.